Hello guys, the topic of today is cytoplasmic inheritance. तो cytoplasmic inheritance होता क्या? तो existence of genes as a segment of न्यूक्लिक एसिड मॉलिक्यूल्स लोकेटेड इन द क्रोमोसोम्स। जो जीन्स है, क्योंकि न्यूक्लिक एसिड होता है डीएनए और आरएनए। डीएनए और आरएनए के अंदर जब क्या डाल दिया जाए, प्रोटीन डाल दिया जाए, तो क्या बनता है? तो बनता है अपने पास क्रोमोसोम बनता है। तो सेवरल एक्सपेरिमेंट द न्यूक्लियर जीन कंट्रोल द फिनोटाइप ऑफ द ऑर्गेनिज्म। जो न्यूक्लियर जीन क्या कंट्रोल करते हैं? किसी भी ऑर्गेनिज्म का फिनोटाइप को कंट्रोल करते हैं। एंड आर कंसर्न विद द ट्रांसमिशन ऑफ हेरिडिटिक करेक्टर फ्रॉम जनरेशन टू द नेक्स्ट जनरेशन। और न्यूक्लियर जीन ही कंट्रोल करते हैं हेरिडिटिक के करेक्टर्स को। द इनहेरिटेंस ऑफ जीन्स ऑफ द न्यूक्लियर क्रोमोसोम्स। जीन्स न्यूक्लियर क्रोमोसोम के इस कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय द फैक्ट दैट द जीन फ्रॉम मेल एंड फीमेल पेरेंट कंट्रीब्यूट इक्वली टू द जेनेटिक कंस्टिट्यूशन ऑफ द ऑफस्प्रिंग। जो जीन होगी किसके? मेल से और फीमेल से इक्वली कंट्रीब्यूट करेगी जेनेटिक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन किसी भी ऑफस्प्रिंग के। देयरफॉर रेसिप्रोकल क्रॉस के अंदर बिटवीन पेरेंट्स ऑफ डिफरेंट होमोजाइगस जीनोटाइप will produce offspring identical phenotype except for sex-linked genes के अंदर। However, in certain cases, although male and female parents contribute equally their nuclear genes to the offspring, the results show a non-Mendelian inheritance pattern and the result of reciprocal cross varies. This variation suggests that genes for inheritance of certain characters do not occur within the nucleus, but they are present in cytoplasm and play an important role in the transmission of certain specific traits which are not controlled by nuclear genes, therefore build up the concept of cytoplasmic inheritance. The genes for cytoplasmic inheritance are independent, self-replicating nucleic acid. Evidence for cytoplasmic inheritance was reported by the Corans in Mirabilis Jilapa and by Barr in John in 908. And the best example to study cytoplasmic inheritance and chloroplast inheritance is Mirabilis Jilapa. Rhodes described cytoplasmic male sterility in maize 1933 and 1943. 1933. In 1943, Sunburn discovered kappa particles in paramecium and described its cytoplasmic inheritance. Presence of DNA in chloroplast was demonstrated by iris in plant cell. In 1963, Nas and its co-workers proved the existence of DNA in mitochondria. His co-workers proved that the existence of DNA in mitochondria. Subsequently, from time to time, observation by several scientists have been reported the important role of cytoplasm in genetics. On the basis of observation made on cytoplasmic inheritance of some specific traits, it has been suggested that cytoplasm is also genetically active. Terms and definitions of cytoplasmic inheritance: extrachromosomal inheritance, extranuclear inheritance, somal inheritance, and maternal inheritance all are synonym. All these terms can be defined as the inheritance of characters of only one of the two parents. Usually the female parent to the progeny, the reciprocal process shows consistent difference as well as there is a lack of segregation in F2 and subsequent generation. The gene controlling cytoplasmic inheritance are present outside the nucleus in the cytoplasm are known as plasma genes. The plasma genes are the important genes. The genes which are controlling cytoplasmic inheritance are present outside the nucleus in the cytoplasm, and these genes are known as plasma genes or cytoplasmic genes, cytogenesis, extranuclear genes, or extrachromosomal genes. The sum total of the genes present in the cytoplasm of a cell is known as plasmon. The sum total of the genes which present in a the sum total of the genes which present in a plasma cell and cytoplasm of the cell is known as plasmon. All the genes present in a plastid are known as plastomes, and all the genes which are present in a plastid are known as plasmidomes. Similarly, all the genes present in the mitochondria are known as chondrions. The genes present in plastid is known as any mitochondria located in their own DNA, and their cytoplasmic DNA and mitochondrial DNA. This DNA are collected on organelle DNA. Characteristics and detection of cytoplasmic inheritance. Cytoplasmic inheritance do not show Mendelian characteristics, and this inheritance are also known as non-Mendelian inheritance, which does not the Mendel's law. They show that following characteristics features. Hereditary trace is transmitted by the cytoplasm, but not show Mendelian segregation in crosses and reciprocal crosses with respect to a particular set of characteristics controlled by a set of cytoplasmic genes produce dissimilar hybrids. Most of the recorded cytoplasmic inherited characteristics would follow the maternal line. Most of the cytoplasmic characteristics follow the maternal line. Uniparental mode of transmission in higher plant and animal. Ovum or egg cell is comparatively large and contains a large amount of cytoplasm. Actually, the ovum or male gamete have a large amount of cytoplasm and sperm have low amount of cytoplasm, so the progeny receive main of its cytoplasm from mother, so the cytoplasmic inheritance is derived from mother. So under this situation, most of the cytoplasmic factors are transmitted to the progeny through the ovum of mother. So these are transmitted by the through the ovum of mother. It is also known as maternal inheritance or trans-ovarian transmission. In this mode of transmission, all the offspring of the parent have maternal condition and only female progeny can transmit the cytoplasmic factors to the succeeding generation. Hence, the reciprocal crosses yield different or non-Mendelian results. Characteristics of Mendelian inheritance. The inheritance pattern of characteristics of an organism, as proposed by Mendel on the basis of monohybrid and dihybrid crosses, is referred to as the Mendelian inheritance. Its the following cases features are there. Contribution of both male and female is equal, hence the result from reciprocal crosses are equal. Hence जो result होएगी reciprocal crosses से वो similar होएगी. Segregation produced करेगा phenotype 3:1 और genotype होएगा 1:2:1, and जो F2 generation of a monohybrid cross and a typical phenotype ratio 9:3:3:1 in dihybrid cross. Mendelian inheritance pattern is regarded as a sufficient evidence for a gene to be located in chromosomes. Such genes are called nuclear genes or simply as genes. Extranuclear inheritance. Various cases of extranuclear inheritance is different eukaryotic have been studied by several. Maternal inheritance means the inheritance controlled by the extra chromosomal cytoplasmic factor and are transmitted to the succeeding generation through the egg of the female. If some chemicals treatment like chemical poison, heat shock are applied to the female parent, it may affect the egg cytoplasm. As a result, subsequent offspring are modified in some way. Effects of this kind are called Dewar modification or persisting modification. It is observed that when protozoa are treated experimentally with chemical poison or heat, if some chemicals like poison, heat, shock apply to the female parent, it may affect the egg cytoplasm. As a result, subsequent offspring are modified in some way. Effects of this kind are called Dewar modification or persisting modification. It is observed that when a protozoa are treated experimentally with chemical poison or heat shocks, the treatment induces several morphological abnormalities in them. Such abnormalities go on decreasing generation after generation and eventually disappear completely so the cell division and the treatment are removed. Further evidence also comes from the fruit flies subjecting the heat treatment and from bacteria treated with chemicals. Other kind of maternal inheritance also through do not depend upon the external stimulus to the cytoplasm. In this case, maternal inheritance is truly controlled by the independent cytoplasmic genes. Maternal effects reflect the influence of the mother gene on developing tissue. Many important characteristics of both animal and plant show maternal effect, of which show examples are described next. Like coiling of snail's shell and these are the maternal inheritance in Drosophila, and I will make next video on maternal inheritance in Drosophila and snails. Thank you guys.